Morning, crypto market summary, where we're keeping a finger on the pulse of crypto, NFT, and shitcoin markets. A couple of things dropping lately is the floor price of the Bored Apes. I think they're back up now. You can kind of see OpenSea's collection here on the Bored Apes. It shouldn't be anything news. They're back up to 56, which like a lot of people would say like, holy, why are they at 56? But let's take a look at the analytics here. Like, there's a whole bunch of reasons as to why they're that low. Likely because of FTX, probably some people needing some liquidity, and then there are maybe some whale games going on. Oh, where are we at now? So it was we're back at what, 50? So we see we were looking here like almost half the day for November 14th. We were looking at a 49 sub 50 floor, sub 50 ETH floor for Bored Apes, and they were in steady decline for a while there. Like, I know we were competing against CryptoPunks. CryptoPunks floor price was remaining pretty steady. I think we went over that in a previous video, just talking about all of the money that the YUGA slash Bored Ape ecosystem has provided to their holders. And I mean, you're looking 60, 60, 60, 58, 58, 50, sharp drop. I think that's probably somewhere you'll see maybe Franklin start getting involved. So kind of jumped up, and then all of a sudden, what are we at? I think, someone just list one for like 50, or what's going on? I don't know. And then, I mean, even if you look, so that's what the floor price is. You start looking at what went for sales: 54, 53, 52, 60. I mean, that's a 50 ETH for 3D glasses. Like, that's a pretty nice ape. What's Mutants doing? Mutants are always the one. I mean, 10 ETH is the floor price. I know some people are looking to buy one at 10 ETH. Now's the time. But like, I think even like you're starting to look best offer 9.48. Like, you're seeing, well, there's some pretty heavy hitters in there for 10. Like, you're seeing a 9.9, 9.6. I thought I seen some even 8s earlier, but like, look at all these below 10. Like, look at that. That's a beauty. So Spencer here has this so SGS and one. SG San one. He did a good breakdown of it, right? So I did just kind of unroll this tweet by him, so I can kind of highlight and just get the core pieces of it. So here's how Franklin is bored is messing with everyone, and blah blah blah. So Franklin lists his 59 apes close to floor. So he has 59 Bored Apes, but only 4 actually sell. People panic and try to undercut him. This is just a quick picture of what he's seeing. Like, you can see some of these ones that were selling for pretty cheap. Downward pressure on the floor prices. Floor price triggers the BendDAO liquidations. We've talked about BendDAO previously. You might see it somewhere in here. I'll add a link to that. So all of a sudden, it's basically people putting up their Bored Apes for collateral on a loan, and then there's a threshold that once the floor price of the Bored Ape collection goes down and hits a certain price, these Bored Apes will get liquidated, and they have to pay back their loan right then and there. I think they have 24 hours or something like that. So then if not, the Bored Ape goes to auction. So Franklin will takes loans against his 14 Bored Apes, so puts his Bored Apes as collateral, and then he tries to be the first bid on every BendDAO auction, which gives him 26 free ETH from the first bid bonus on BendDAO. So I took a quick look at so this is the BendDAO website here. You can see the auction. The BendDAO auction ensures Bend remains both decentralized and sustainable. So it is a decentralized service. It is likely that the best method to find the real price of NFT assets. Big statement, but that's a free market for you right there. So an NFT auction will be initiated when the health factor is below 1. There's a whole bunch of reasons and KPIs as to why it would go below 1. So, but basically, we're talking about the first bidder. So if the borrower repays the loan, so if the Bored Ape goes up for auction and is starting to get liquidated, if the borrower repays the loan within 24 hours, so he will pay a fine to the first bidder. So say I have a Bored Ape, I put it up for the BendDAO, I get 50 ETH from it. And then all of a sudden get triggered as it's below a health factor of 1, so it's going to get liquidated. I have 24 hours to repay that 50 ETH. And that my Bored Ape will actually go up on auction and people will bid on it. And if I pay it back, I have to pay a fine to the first bidder. So the first bidder will receive at least 0.2 ETH paid by the borrower as a penalty if the borrower repays within the 24 hours. So you have to pay minimum 0.2. So there's a couple different formulas in here to look at. I'll post a link in the comments or in the caption section. You can see that there. So, and then there's some others. If the borrower repays 50% of the debt within 24 hours, he will pay a fine of a maximum 5% of the debt, or 0.2 ETH to the first bidder. So that's kind of a little bit of details. There's more in there. So if you see that, so he's going for the first bid. So he brings the floor price down, initiates a bunch of Bored Apes with a collateral health factor less than 1, and then he starts bidding on them. And hopefully he's just hoping to get that first bid bonus. So he's now either going to win the auctions or just buy off the market cheap if he gets outbid and rebuy the 4 apes for cheaper than he sold. So, he's playing some games. I mean, that's it's nice to kind of see this being out in the open, because this is probably what was happening in TradFi, like in traditional finance, without the transparency. You know what I mean? So this strategy only works if people undercut him instead of buying from him. So there are a couple of little corrections, small things like that. But if we go, that's that. If we go to his thread, Franklin's a good, like a beauty. Like I'm pretty sure he's like a rocket scientist. I think that's actually like his job. I think he was on GM NFTs. You can tell I listen to that quite a bit. But he's basically saying, yes, thanks for the correction. So he's a smart guy, and he's not afraid to, he knows his position and he knows what he's doing, and he's not afraid to talk about it. So I was a little strategic in finding the bids. I have 7 all between these. Basically what he's going at, I think his strategy didn't work. So basically, if the floor goes down to 43, 44 range, then no one may want to outbid me, and I'd be stuck with extra apes. Ideally, I'd need to buy back into 3 apes to get to 62. I sold 5 today at an average of 48, which got laughed at and shamed at. So, people, whatever. Oh, never mind. So I think it's like, I don't know. It's interesting. You can see the conversation in here. I did post the link in the caption. And then, Franklin is bored, does a post on it. 21 apes currently under the BendDAO. Like last week, I have a feeling these will sell for more than what I recently sold my apes for. 7 apes on the top row have a first bid for. Floor prices have to decrease another 8% in order to start more auctions. So when I say sadly, I mean sadly for the first time since I've sold these apes for more. Interesting pattern, how the market seems to pick up during the day of auctions. Interesting point. I'll manage my fear of missing out later. So I'll put that into the post as well. There you go. I just tossed it in there. So not even just that, right? Like if we went into more, like I'm just going to go into this, like you can kind of see, this is the BendDAO liquidity website. And there's more announcements from YUGA Labs as well. So YUGA Labs had a little bit of a Twitter day yesterday. Today we're excited to welcome We New Labs and 10KTF shop to the YUGAverse. So it's basically YUGA Labs and BEEPLE are coming together. So Farouk, I think the market, crypto Twitter, I'll say, really appreciates it. So this other guy is Farouk, Mando, lots of big people here saying that it's great purchase. Not sure how it's gonna go. Yeah, so that's one big thing, and here's actually, I guess, something wholesome you can take a look at. But NFT statistics, kudos to Yuga for keeping the 10K TF news entirely silent. Lots of times I feel like some news gets leaked, maybe I don't know where, but you'll see some price action and volume tick up right before announcements are made. So everything started pumping post announcements as it should. Got to give credit where credit is due. Yuga is becoming institutional level. So this is, a maturity in the space. People always have some weird comments right here, so don't know if for once there wasn't clear insider trading is something we should pat Yuga on the back for. Yeah, they did it right. Like that's just kind of how it is. And then I guess sticking with the Yuga theme here, you got the Yuga Bored Ape bot. I'll put this Twitter in the caption as well. It's just a bot that shows you all the Bored Apes that were sold. Look at that guy. That's nice. Whew, that's a nice one too. Hologram. These are mutants, so it has the mutants and the Bored Apes. I mean, these are some big ones apparently. It's 55. Like if we go all the way down here, look at that one. Those are nice. Did he just sold like two sold? 53.5. Okay. Bored Ape kennels are going down. So that one's under 8. This are under 10, under 10. Oh, that's a nice one. So you can just kind of see just a quick little feed of what's going on. And then there you have it. Yeah, so it's just sticking to the news here today. Hope you enjoy it. If you like the content, please subscribe. Be more of this coming every day. So take care. Ciao for now.